हेलो आई एम बिना दिरासरी। टुडे हम पढ़ते हैं द थीव्स स्टोरी, चोर की कहानी। I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though I was only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. I was sure I would be able to win the young man's confidence. You look a bit of wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends, so do you, he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. What's your name? Hari Singh, I lied. I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employer. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting, and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said, but I can't pay you. लीन, थिन, दुबला पतला, फ्लैटरी, चापलूसी, प्रेज, झूठी प्रशंसा करना कभी कभी कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो जाती है। मॉडेस्टली, विनम्रता से, विनम्रतापूर्ण तरीके से। एम्प्लॉयर्स, काम पे देने वाले, रोजगार देने वाले। ग्रंटिंग, गले की आवाज़ होती है जो कुश्ती के समय पहलवानों से निकलती है गले में। और अपीलिंग, असरदार, अट्रैक्टिव। The story starts from the point where the two main characters of the story meet, Anil and the thief. The thief is the narrator, कहानी कहने वाला है अनिल, अच्छा लड़का है अनिल तो, और जो thief है खुद ही नरेट कर रहा है कहानी को। The thief से चोर कहता है that according to him he was pretty good at stealing, वो चोरी करने में बहुत अच्छा था। अनिल was watching a wrestling match, अनिल जो अच्छा लड़का है वो कुश्ती का मैच देख रहा था। when the thief approached him, जब चोर उसके पास पहुंचा, अनिल was a tall, lean and easy going man of 25। अनिल जो है 25 वर्ष की उम्र का पतला दुबला लड़का था। और the thief had not committed any theft, चोर ने भी कोई चोरी नहीं की थी। in the past few days, पिछले कुछ दिनों से। as he did not get a chance, क्योंकि उसको मौका ही नहीं मिला, he thought that Anil would be a good man to steal things from, so he thought about getting comfortable with him. The thief commented quickly to Anil पर that he looks like a wrestler himself, चाकू करने के लिए सुनता है, आपको पहलवान लगता है, that to win his confidence by flattering him. To this Anil replied that even the thief looked like a wrestler, which offended him as if he was very fit at that time. The thief modestly replied that he did wrestle a bit sometimes, कभी कभी। Anil asked his name and the narrator lied. Narrator ने झूठी कह दिया that his name was Hari Singh. The narrator used to change his name every month. वर्णन करता अपना नाम चेंज करता रहता था हर महीने। to escape the police and his ex employer, पहले वाले नियोजन करता कार्य में जिसके यहाँ वो काम करता था और पुलिस से बचने के लिए वो हर महीने अपना नाम बदलता रहता था। Then they started talking about the well-oiled wrestlers। तब उन्होंने पहलवानों के बारे में जो अच्छे से तेल लगा के बैठे थे, मतलब कुश्ती लड़ रहे थे, उनके बारे में बातें की। The narrator did not have much to say, और वर्णनकर्ता के पास कुछ ज़्यादा कहने को था नहीं। He did not know much about wrestling, क्योंकि वो कुश्ती के बारे में ज़्यादा कुछ जानता नहीं था। As he was leaving, जब वो जा रहा था, the narrator again approached him, asking him that he wanted to work for him. The narrator approached him with the most appealing smile that he could. Anil told him that he won't be able to pay him for his work. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged me. I asked, can you feed me? Can you cook? I can cook. I lied again. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. He took me to his room over the sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. but I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Later, he patted me on the head and said, "Never mind, he would teach me to cook." He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about a rupee a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. मिसजज्ड, गलत समझ लेना। बालकनी घर के आगे का हिस्सा निकला होता है, छत के ऊपर वाला, फ्लोर फर्श, विंडो जो भी है आगे का। टेरिबल खराब, भयानक। पेटेट थपथपाना। प्लीजेंट सुहावना। सेटिस्फेक्शन संतुष्टि। और सप्लाई जो सामान है, उपयोग के सामान, उपभोग के वस्तुएं। Hari had not expected this reply and thought to himself that he had misjudged Anil as he had thought that Anil had a lot of money. The narrator then asked if he could feed him, to which Anil instantly asked if Hari could cook. Hari lied again and said yes. Anil replied that if Hari could cook, then he could feed him. Both of them went to Anil's room, which was above the sweet shop. Anil also told Hari that he could sleep in the balcony. The narrator said that the meal he cooked must have been terrible, as Anil had to give it away to a stray dog. Then he told Hari to go and sleep, but Hari decided to go for a while. Hari's smile was so appealing that Anil could not stop laughing, looking at him. After some time, Anil patted on Hari's head and told him that he would teach him to cook. He also told him how to write his name and told him that he would soon teach him to write sentences and add numbers. Hari was grateful for what Anil had planned, as he knew that there would be no limits to his work. Once he knew how to write, Hari enjoyed working for Anil. He used to make tea for him in the morning and then used to go out to buy groceries for the day. He would also keep 1 rupee in his pocket every day from the money that Anil used to give him for daily groceries. Anil knew that he took a rupee every day, but he did not mind. He was fine with it. Anil made money by fits and starts. He would borrow 1 week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines, a queer way to make a living. One evening he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. I had been working for him for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door, and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met, and that is why it was so difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed, but it's difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he has been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the work. Well, it's time I did some real work. I told myself I'm out of practice, and if I don't take the money, he will only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed on his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. When I was to the road, I began to run. I had the knots at my waist held there by the string of my pajama. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil rich Arab for a week or two. Fits and starts, रोज कमाना रोज कुआ खोदना, बोरो उधार लेना, लेन उधार देना, क्वियर अजीब तरीका, बंडल टक यानी रखना, पुश करना, अंदर रखना जिसमें, और लाइन ऑफ वर्क अपने काम की बीम, किरण, क्रेप्ट रेंगते हुए जाना चुपके से जैसे सांप वगैरह आते हैं, और ड्रू खींचना, साइड आ भरना, सैडनेस उदासी, स्टार्टल चौंकना. Anil did not have any regular income as he used to earn money by doing different activities. He did not have any fixed job. The narrator says that Anil used to be worried about his paychecks all the time, but as soon as he would receive a check, he would go out with friends and celebrate. The narrator thinks that he used to write for magazines. The narrator also thinks it to be a strange way to make money. Then suddenly one evening Anil came home with some money and told Hari that he had just sold a book to a publisher. Before going to bed, Anil put the money under his mattress and Hari saw him putting the money there. Hari thought that he had been working for Anil for almost a month now and he had not cheated him apart from the 1 rupee and he used to take out daily. The narrator also thinks that he had every chance to steal as Anil had given him the key to his room as well and he could come and go whenever he wished to do so. Hari had not been trusted upon by anyone else in his life. This was the only thing that was stopping Hari from stealing as Hari thought that it is way easy to rob a greedy man because he has the capability or the money to get robbed as he knows about what he has lost. But for a careless man like Anil, there was no use to steal as they sometimes don't even come to know that they have been robbed. Also, Hari feels that when someone doesn't come to know they, that he has been robbed, then there is no fun left in robbing him. Then Hari decided that he would start with some work. He had not robbed anyone for a long time. He also justified his act of stealing Anil's money by telling himself that if he didn't steal it, then also Anil would waste it on his friends. He also thought that he had a right over the money as Anil didn't even pay him for the work he used to do. Hari started his work when Anil was sleeping. There was a little bit light over Anil's bed because of the moonlight that was coming in from the window. Hari sat on the floor and planned that if he took the money, he could leave the city by the 10:30 p.m. Lucknow Express train. Hari then crawled towards the bed and slipped his hand slowly inside the mattress. He looked at Anil, who was sleeping peacefully without a single line on his face, and Hari's face had so many scars on it. He realized that although he was much younger than Anil, he had such a bad appearance due to his wrong thinking. On the other hand, Anil was carefree and thought good for others, because of which he had such a nice face. Hari then took out the notes without making any sound. Anil took a breath in his sleep and turned his side. He was directly facing Hari, which scared him a bit, and Hari quickly left the room. As soon as Hari left the room and was on the road, he started running and he had kept the knots in his pajama. He had tied it with the string of pajama. Then, after a while, Hari slowed down and counted the knots. He had 12 notes of 50 rupees each, which have made it 600 rupees. Then Hari thought to himself that with this much money he could live a luxurious life like an Arabian sheikh for at least 2 weeks. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed, and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages, but I hesitated for some reason I can't explain. And I lost the chance to get away. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help, and I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces. When they had lost their goods, the greedy men showed fear, the rich men showed anger, the poor men showed acceptance. But I knew that Anil's face when he discovered the theft would show only a touch of sadness, not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly. It was early November, and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin, and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. डेस्ट आगे बढ़ना कैरिजेज जो रेल का डिब्बा वगैरह है उसके लिए आया है. हेजिटेटेड हिचकिचाना, डेजर्टेड सुनसान, क्यूरियस उत्सुक जानने के लिए, रॉब्ड लूटा, प्लेस स्थान, बाजार मार्केट, मैदान एक खुली जगह, पार्क ड्रिजल बूंदाबांदी. Explanation. When Hari reached the station, he straight away went to the platform without buying a ticket, as he had never bought a ticket in his life. He had always travelled without a ticket. When he reached the platform, the Lucknow Express in which he had to go was just leaving the platform. The train was still slow, so he could have easily jumped and got on one of the carriages, but he did not do so. There was a bit of hesitation in him. Even he didn't understand why he had that hesitation inside him, and because of that he could not board the train. वो रेल में नहीं चढ़ सका. After some time, when the train had left, Hari found himself all alone at the empty platform. Hari did not know where would he spend the night. He did not have any friends whom he could go to, as he used to think that friends were more of a trouble than being helpful. He did not even want to stay at any of these small hotels, as that would attract attention. He knew only one person very well, and he had robbed him. As well as Hari was walking through the bazaar. After leaving the station, he was thinking of his observation. In a short career span, he had realized that although everybody from rich to poor shows different reactions to losing their goods, but Anil would only be a little sad. That too would not be because he lost his money, but because of his lost trust that he had on Hari. He would be sad that he trusted someone so much and the person had betrayed him. Hari was walking when he reached a park. He sat on a bench. As it was the month of November, the night was a bit chilly, and then the drizzle added to the discomfort. that Hari was going through. It started raining quite heavily, and Hari's shirt and pajamas stuck to his body. Cold wind was blowing across Hari's face. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. Ghantaghar. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp, gile ho gaye the from the rain. Anil's money in the morning. He would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema, but now I had it all. I could not cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. I hurried back to the room, feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the desk and slipped under it with the notes. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50 rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. My spirits rose, but when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. Today we shall start sentences, he said. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. रस्किन बॉन्ड मैन राइटर है इसका. अबाउट द ऑथर. अब कहानियों का जो लेखक है उसके बारे में. रस्किन बॉन्ड born 19 May 1934 is an Indian author of British descent. ब्रिटिश मूल का भारतीय लेखक है. He lives with his adopted family of landlord Mussoorie, India. The Indian Council for Child Education had recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in